Coming into the season, literally nobody expected the Lakers to be doing this well so far. LA had one of the worst off seasons ever. They pretty much did nothing other than replacing Spencer Dinwiddie and Darvin Ham's boyfriend with Dalton Connect and Bronny. They also got rid of Pocket Man and brought in a new coach in JJ Redick. They missed out on big names like Kyrie, Clay, DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine, and Jonas Valanciunas. With the same starting lineup that lost to the Nuggets 10-1, it's totally reasonable to think that they're probably not going to be contenders this year.
Overtime. Murray makes a move.
But then, they started the season surprising everyone, including myself, going 4-2 and about to be 5-2 as they play the Pistons right now, facing some pretty tough competition like the Wolves, Kings, and Suns.
Up by 12. Year 22. Year 22. The roller. Gobert. Rejected. Anthony Davis.
Never mind, they actually lost to the fucking Pistons. Anyway, despite their early success in finally having a coach who can run plays instead of just cheerleading, there are still some clear flaws in the team that could be exploited down the stretch. Look, I'm not saying the Lakers suck right now. With LeBron and AD on your team, anything is possible. But as someone who watched a shit ton of Lakers games last season, I can tell that some of the problems are still sticking around. First of all, their defense. That's probably the first thing that comes to mind when you think about their weaknesses, because honestly it's fucking terrible. Currently they have one of the worst defensive ratings in the league, allowing 118 points per 100 possessions. Even Anthony Davis, their only good defender, feels the same way too. If we have any goals, aspirations of doing anything this season, we can't allow that on the defensive end. We were able to get the win off of talent, but we wasn't able to do what we wanted to do on the defensive end, and they got very comfortable coming out of halftime. I've always thought the backcourt of D'Lo and Austin Reeves wouldn't work out, especially against guards who are more athletic and physically gifted. The problem is they both have similar skill sets. They're strong offensively, great at shooting, scoring, and playmaking, but on defense, they're practically cones. In the Pistons game, for example, K was bullying them repeatedly because they just couldn't stay in front of him. What was D'Lo even doing here?
A couple of mistakes, haven't they? As far as that's concerned. Board it says Rui.
The same thing happened against Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. And LeBron too. So far in this season, his defense has been subpar to say the least. He's been caught ball watching repeatedly, not rotating on defense, and sometimes not even making the effort to run back. When it comes to perimeter defense, no one on the team is really able to perform at a high level, except for Jarred Vanderbilt, who's been hurt for nearly a year. It seems like the Lakers get cooked every time the other team decides to go ISO. The only one who's holding it down is Anthony Davis. Obviously he's one of the best defenders in the league, but is more of a shot blocker than a perimeter defender.
Emotion, the energy in the crowd. Look at AD! Get it out!
Speaking of AD, here's a hot take. I think the Lakers are relying on him way too much. I know that at the beginning of the season, JJ planned to use him more and get him more touches.
How Anthony Davis was being utilized the last couple of years, he wants to make Anthony Davis feel more involved, especially down the stretch of games.
But now it's reached a point they're pretty much handicapped without him on the floor. In the second Lakers-Suns matchup, the Lakers were up 31-17 when AD was subbed out toward the end of the first quarter. By the time he checked back in the second quarter, it was only a 4-point game. Last year, the Lakers had a losing record of 2-4 when AD wasn't playing. It really doesn't take a genius to see that they're struggling without him. And their backup center, Mr. Woman Beater, is basically just a run and dunk guy. He adds nothing else to the game besides dunking. Props to AD though, is absolutely playing like an MVP right now, leading the league in scoring and ranking 10th in rebounds. He's looking way more assertive and aggressive on the floor.
Vincent gives it up. Davis, contact from Edwards. Count it, and a foul.
Shooting near 50% from mid-range.
Davis, watched by Gobert. Davis makes his move. Shot clock winding down. Connects!
Playmaking at a high level.
Mike Brown.
He's forcing the Lakers to... Oh, nice.
Yeah, they get free.
And of course carrying the team defensively as usual.
Sacramento. Durant driving past Davis, but Davis.
As good as he is on both ends, his playstyle does worry me. Davis is averaging around 36 minutes a game, but every time he drives to the basket, we see scary falls like this.
As Payne tried to draw the foul, Bazemore Davis! Oh, catching bodies!
It seems like sometimes he goes a bit overboard, which causes him to have trouble landing on the floor. We're only a few games into the season, and there have already been multiple instances of him getting hurt. The Lakers gotta find a way to stay competitive, or at least not fall apart without him, because I doubt he'll stay healthy all year. One big thing holding the Lakers back from being competitive is their bench unit. Matter of fact, they've scored the fewest points per game this season, averaging only 18.9 points, which is just about 16% of the team's total. That's absolutely pathetic. There isn't even one player in the second unit that you can really trust. Max Christie and Gabe Vincent have been disappointing so far, especially since the Lakers were counting on them to develop and show improvement. Defensively, they're doing a decent job, but their offensive presence is basically non-existent. They're averaging only 3.6 and 2.7 points respectively. Meanwhile, the Knicks and Kings bench are scoring the second and third lowest points per game, but they each have at least one reliable bench scorer averaging 10 plus points per game, and they're both on similar contracts as Max and Gabe. The rest of the Lakers bench doesn't look much better either, with two players who haven't even touched a single minute yet. And here's the latest video of Jared Vanderbilt warming up. The Lakers also signed another big, Christian Koloko, right before the season started. Seriously, who the fuck even is he? The only promising player on the bench is the rookie Dalton Connect, who's playing better than expected. He's knocking down shots, doing his job, and fitting into the team quite well.
Here they go to Connect. He'll try to tie. Yeah!
If the Lakers want to make the jump to become real contenders, the team's gotta make some moves right now. Starting with breaking up D'Lo and Austin Reeves. They just cannot coexist in the starting lineup because their defense is more cheeks than Zion's girlfriend. Ideally, if they could somehow keep both after a trade, one of them could lead the second unit. There's also this ongoing idea that the Lakers need a strong center alongside AD to recreate that 2020 bubble championship lineup.
Why are you here? The Lakers need a center.
And while I agree, there just aren't many capable centers on the market right now who could replicate what Dwight and JaVale did back then. And I certainly don't want the team to get another Jackson Hayes or a Christian Wood. Honestly, I'm starting to think that this early success from the Lakers is more due to other teams not being familiar with JJ Redick's schemes in place. But once they figure it out, it's going to be way harder for the Lakers to get a win, especially if the bench keeps underperforming. Anyways, what do you guys think? Are the Lakers contenders right now with the way they're playing? Or they gotta do something about it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop me a sub, it would really mean a lot to me. I got some big things cooking up in the lab, so stay tuned for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.